Every day in Microcross, we'll be giving you an insight into what's going on in China and what Americans are dying to know about this country's unique culture that's trending in cyberspace. Let's start off with our first question.
How are Chinese men dealing with the difficulty of finding a wife?
Recently, a story has been circulating around the internet of men in rural China buying North Korean women with bags of rice to take as their wives. Now, although paying a dowry before marriage is still practiced in rural China, Chinese netizens were surprised by this practice. Let's take a look at some of those comments.
Who can help me contact one? I'm sincere. Russian, Vietnamese, North Korean, South Korean. They're all okay to me.
For many Chinese men, particularly men in the countryside, it can be a struggle to find a suitable woman for marriage. Statistics show a large disparity between the male and female population in China, with around 32 million more males than females under the age of 20. Now, in the countryside, a dowry is often expected to be paid to the family of the woman who is being married off. And due to the increasing discrepancy between the number of males and females, the cost of the dowry continues to rise. In 2002, one could expect to pay anything from 6,000 to 10,000 renminbi for a dowry, while nowadays a dowry of between 30,000 and 50,000 renminbi or 5,000 to 8,000 US dollars would not be unusual. Many families are forced to save for years before they can afford to pay for a bride. Now, on to more comments.
Bring in the foreign ladies. Let those women who demand houses and cars all go to hell. North Korean girls, come to my arms. I resolutely refuse girls who demand houses and cars.
These two posters are referring to the marriage demands of urban women. Many women expect their boyfriend to have a house and a car before they're willing to marry them. Now, for many men in areas like Beijing and Shanghai, where housing prices are sky high and car purchases are limited by schemes like the license plate lottery system, these demands are all but impossible for them to fulfill. Here are some more comments.
North Korea's economy, I imagine, is like China in the 1970s. Using rice to exchange for a wife is a bit exaggerated, but the poverty is real.
In recent Chinese history, women were kidnapped from poverty-stricken areas and sold as brides to other parts of China. Other women from areas such as Sichuan in southern China voluntarily left to marry men in different provinces in order to escape hunger and poverty. Now to our regular web correspondent for her thoughts.
I am shocked that this kind of story still exists in the contemporary society. If the story were true, the ladies from the North Korea are just too miserable. Traveling such a long distance from their own home just for a little food to eat. If they are lucky to find their true love, then okay. However, if it was not, then it becomes sadness. Given that most of the women may not have the official identification documents, being looked upon by other people as well as their husband is certainly quite normal. Nevertheless, they are still people. They are still mothers of Chinese kids. What I want to express is actually that they deserve to be respected.